I am a traveling bartender. In Los Angeles, I work at parties for celebrities, actors, millionaires, etc. Ask your questions. Since 2016, I started working as a bartender in various catering and mobile bar companies. Over time, I was sent to serve famous people like Matt LeBlanc, Joey from Friends, Jeff Bezos, Kate Hudson, and so on. A lot of movie premieres, industry events, and after parties with top stars. You can ask anything.
Which celebrity have you had the best or worst experience with? Worst, Sean Penn. He's just an asshole, always rude and aggressive towards the staff. I'm 193 centimeters tall, and sometimes short guys immediately start to bully me because of this, but I'm used to it. I just didn't think that someone of that level would bother about height, although maybe I'm projecting, I don't know.
Also, this is Kardashian's mom, I don't know her name.
Anyway, it was 2019, some famous musician's birthday party or something, I can't remember exactly. It was a fancy buffet with super expensive food and top chefs, but the seating was open. And this Kardashian comes with Kim and Kendall. My first thought was Kim's ass was about to explode, but whatever. Kardashian's mom saw that the seating was open and apparently didn't like the idea of sitting with someone else. She told the waiter to tell me to leave my bar and stand at their table like a security guard, making sure only people she approved of sat there. I told the waiter that was crazy. I don't know how she took it, but I didn't see her for a couple of hours, and then she came up to me and said that the owner of the establishment had a bottle of Belvedere hidden for her in the bar upstairs and asked me to get it. I said sure, went and got myself some food, ate, went back to my bar and poured her a Grey Goose. Best Kate Hudson. Very chill, friendly, down to earth. Just a regular person. I bartended her Christmas party at her house in Pacific Palisades. I don't know if that house survived the fires or not. There were so many celebrities there. It turned out to be the most star party I've ever been to. 25-30 people that literally everyone on the planet knows or has at least heard of. I will remember this night forever because Paris Hilton had a few drinks and told me I was cute. I will remember this moment for the rest of my life. At the end of the party, she and some famous actor were talking about buying some weed, and I was cleaning up the bar when I heard it. I had a couple of joints with me. They looked good because I got them from a normal coffee shop, but they tasted like cheddar, and I didn't want to give her a joint that tasted like cheddar. Although, now I wish I'd been brave enough to embarrass myself a little, for the sake of future hilarious memories. Another cool experience was with Matt Bomer. While I was making him a cocktail, I told him that I always show my hairdresser a photo of him from the show so that he can cut my hair like that. I actually showed him that photo, and he said that this style is super hard to do. After that, we chatted with him a little more. And I got fired for it! Someone from the house where I worked said I was too familiar with high-profile guests. So creepy.
Who was the worst drunk? And what did he do?
This is one of my favorite stories. I was bartending at Brian Lord's, one of the heads of CAA, New Year's Eve party in 2018, pouring Casamigos for a bunch of people I didn't know. George Clooney himself came up and started making fun of some older rocker, saying something like, "Don't pour him a drink, he just got out of rehab." Then asked for a shot of that tequila. I poured him a stiff shot. He laughed, said I didn't know how to pour and just took the bottle from me. He was pretty drunk by this point, and bartenders aren't supposed to hand out bottles to guests. But hey, this is George Clooney and this is literally his own brand of tequila. Most likely, it was his personal tequila because he usually brings 5 to 6 cases of Casamigos to parties. Turned out to be the most arrogant Orlando fucking Bloom. I was a bartender at a party for Stella McCartney, Paul McCartney's daughter, at the old Amoeba store on Sunset, where Marilyn Manson and Johnny Depp were performing. The waiters asked me to help clear away the glasses, and here 5 grown men with heavy trays are heading to the kitchen. This guy sees us, ignores us, and then does a 2-minute photo shoot with some dude right in the hallway leading to the kitchen where we need to take our trays. We stood and stupidly watched as they took photos. It was about 10 years ago, but I still remember his arrogance. Who is the most beautiful in real life? Natalie Emmanuel. She was at the Parker Hotel in Palm Springs for a Louis Vuitton party. My God, she was incredibly beautiful. I was working as a waiter at the time, standing with a tray of white wine and champagne and just greeting guests. She walks in and I just can't look anywhere else. It's like time has stopped. I looked at her face like a blind man seeing a sunset for the first time. She looked at me, walked a little, looked back again, and my heart stopped. Then she walked a little more and looked back again. And only then did she leave the lobby. Never in my life have I experienced such a feeling of flutter and anxiety at the same time. She was still around when my tray was empty, and I walked up to her, very sheepishly apologized for staring, said I just couldn't take my eyes off her. She said something like, "Oh, that's so cute," and I literally said bye and turned 180 degrees and ran into the kitchen. There were thousands of people at that party, and we only briefly crossed paths again, but I still think about it.
I didn't have the experience or courage to continue the conversation. But when I feel ugly, old, or just down, I remember her, and that night, that's usually enough to keep me going. I even saved 3 candles from that party to somehow remember the evening.
It sounds like she likes you, no? Yes, that's the point. I was sure she liked me, but I was just a waiter, and she was already filming Game of Thrones. She didn't act like an arrogant star at all. She once attended a yoga class at a friend's house. He said she was very simple and friendly. In short, I was the one who got dumped, deciding that my inexperience would ruin everything, and it would be better to just drop out right away, so as not to get cringed for the rest of my life. The more I think about it, the more I understand that yes, I'm just an ordinary coward. Based on my experience selling booze, I can say that sometimes the richest people are the ones who don't understand booze the most. Can you tell us a little about the tastes of some celebrities whose order pleasantly surprised you? Were there any that were simpler than you might expect? Many people just have stupid quirks. For example, Kim Kardashian's mother supposedly only drinks Belvedere, but she didn't say anything when she drank my Grey Goose disguised as a Belvedere. Joy from Friends really loves mojitos, and bartenders hate making them. I remembered a funny story. It was my second time working for Bezos. His company had just finished filming Manchester by the Sea and was throwing a huge party at his house. He loves scotch and wanted a scotch card in addition to the bars. They put me on scotch, but I had to say something about the scotch I don't drink, and he had drinks from all 5 regions of Scotland. I printed out a bunch of materials to learn it. It was so much fun, and then Ron Swanson himself, no mustache, walks in with his wife. The bars are full and I'm empty, thinking, this is my moment. This noble fictional whiskey connoisseur comes up to me and stupidly asks for a glass of water to dilute the scotch a bit and bring out the flavor. I'm standing there thinking, holy shit, are you seriously going to shave me off like that? But of course I smile and pour him some water, lol.
Yes, I also like to talk about Bezos' love of Scotch tape. He's obsessed with it. So naturally, he has a bunch of different bottles, from $40 to $8,000, and he was really interested in all of them. The most expensive bottle was some 44-year-old Scotch, something like Buchanahaban or something. You can't pronounce it.
Which stars are high on something. No one who would do this openly, or maybe I'm just too naive and don't notice. Funny story. There was this guy at Coachella after party that I liked to talk to. I was pouring him a tequila. Sponsored event, 3 bottles, no accounting. And I said, if you give me a baggie, I'll give you a free bottle of this tequila. Just make it discreet. He was like, thanks, if I had a baggie, I would have given it to you. Anyway, even without the bottle. And I was like, confused, so I said, just find the baggie and I'll give you the bottle. He repeats his phrase again. After a couple of such circles, I finally realized that he thought I was asking him for a bag of coconut. I said to him, no, dude, just find a plastic bag. I laughed for a long time afterwards, feeling like a 13-year-old kid at an adult party where everyone speaks their own language. And the funniest thing is, I was older than this guy. Subscribe to the channel.